Hello.
Hey, how are you?
How is everyone? My name is Katie McCabe,
And I am Stephen McCabe.
and we're your hosts here at Just Diagnosed. So, hi, Dad. How's it going?
I'm back in hell.
Yeah. So we took last week off. I actually was sick, so I couldn't be around you guys. We want to keep you guys well, so we had to take the week off. We appreciate everyone understanding. We're not on hiatus. We're back here again. But my dad is also undergoing treatment for a new trial, as you guys knew we were about to start.
Yes, the new trial. After I had my first infusion, it's similar to immunotherapy. I was good 2 days, and then Friday night, oh boy, it brought me back to A and B, and maybe a little bit harder.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is more intense than your first time with A and B.
Oh, it definitely is. And you also got to remember this is a phase 2 trial where, you know, it is really getting to learn the side effects.
Yeah, the different phases. We kind of talked about that before, but you also sent me something that I thought was interesting where in like phase two, they're figuring out like, okay, one, we know that like there's a problem that we need to solve, but phase two is like, okay, does it actually work for treating this?
Correct. And in phase 1, they only take like 6 people.
That's crazy.
And don't forget, there's phase 0 where it's on the animals.
That's crazier.
Yeah. And then phase 2 is usually about 20 people, 20 to 25 people, right around there.
That's crazy.
And then I think phase 3 is three
Better than the standard.
better than the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, better than the standard. And then I think phase 4 is where they get FDA approval.
Yeah. Phase four, and what are the long-term effects?
Yep. So I'm kind of that guinea pig right now. And what am I in?
Phase two.
Phase 2.
And
Sorry.
so you're in your third, so you actually had your treatment today.
Yeah, I had my treatment today.
And so you're in your third week, right?
Yep, third week, 3 weeks on, 1 week off, and then we start 3 weeks on again. But when we start the 3 weeks on again, I meet with the doctors.
Yeah. So you'll have done 2 full months when you get to hear what the doctor says again.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Well, like
yeah.
technically 2 months of treatment. I know 1 week is off, but like it's still considered part of the month, right? So
Yeah, I meet with the doctor on the following one, and then we'll go another 3 weeks, another week off, and then next week on, we'll meet with the doctors again.
wow.
Yep, crazy.
I know you don't feel well like physically, but how are you feeling emotionally?
Emotionally, it's been a little tough, but powering through it.
Yeah. Doing the best you can.
But the physical part of it is really, really tough.
Yeah.
The fatigue is, it's funny how when I was on A and B, I had very similar to this,
Yeah.
but I have new side effects that I didn't have with A and B. But I remember when I was saying to myself, can't wait to get back on a study.
Right.
Fuck. I forgot what it's like to be on a study
Right.
or to be on something that's
Or to
like
be on,
this.
yeah, to be on something that's like attacking this thing that's attacking your body. I mean, because
Yep.
that's what it is, right?
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, we're going to take a break from some heavy stuff for a minute so I don't cry. Or I'm already crying. It's fine. You guys are used to this by now if you're
Oh,
listening.
And I didn't even think this was heavy.
It's not heavy. It's just, it's hard. It's real life.
Yeah, no. Well, it really is. I mean, they've gave me a timeline, so
Yeah.
we got to do something.
No, and I'm glad that, it's like maybe if this is going as hard as it is, like maybe it's going so hard at you, maybe that means that, something's really working. Like maybe if it's really attacking the crap out of it, then, I mean, I got to hold on to something, right?
Well, the good news is, sorry, I am really having a tough time breathing. After we had my blood work today, my AFT, which is a score that's been not getting me into trials, was at 850. After 3 treatments so far, it's now down to 300.
That's awesome.
And then my AFP, which was in the thousands, is now back to normal. And what this really all means is my liver is starting to function the way it should. So that's something to hold on to right there.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Good sign.
I'll take any signs we can get.
Yep.
So, some quick updates about our life in this podcast. So you can now see Dad's funeral songs playlist on our website. So if you have ever wanted to see what we were doing that night in the hospital, you can go and take a look on our website. It is linked there. And
I'm going to tell you, y'all people are going to cry when you listen to these songs.
And we're constantly adding more. So if you have a suggestion, head on over to our website, justdiagnosepodcast.com. You can submit it in the question box. And, you can also send us love and happiness and all the good things. But if you have a suggestion for the funeral playlist, God, this is so dark.
It's dark. To me, it's funny.
That's what brightened it, right? Like, it's hilarious.
It's
like
hilarious.
It's
why are you talking about your funeral? You're supposed to have positive things and move forward.
That's the thing that's going to get me to stop crying. It's like, let's change it to the darkest humor thing we can talk about.
No, but I am positive.
I am too.
Now I got another sign that's saying, hey, keep pushing forward. This drug might work.
I agree.
So
I feel, it's weird to, see you like this after we've had, like, I wouldn't say a reprieve because it wasn't, you were still in pain and, tired, but it wasn't as bad as you were when you were on treatment. So it's like,
God, those after about 20
days or something. Yeah.
Fabulous.
It's
fabulous.
It's such a stark difference. Like I can't imagine how you feel living it and me watching it. It sucks.
I actually walked like 10,000 steps one day.
Oh my gosh.
Now I'm back to 10 feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could explain to you guys that, he's really trying and you're really fighting. So we appreciate you updating us here. So you want to talk to me about the emotional bank account?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
So you remember last week when you asked me what makes a good marriage?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I was actually, everyone says communication.
Yes, I said that.
You said.
I was like,
that was what you said.
That's the word.
And that just stuck in my head. But really, it goes deeper than that. Again, I do apologize, everybody. Breathing's a little challenging here. So I remembered years ago, I read a book by Stephen Covey called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. What a great book. Right before I get to the main point, one of the things I loved in the book is that you have choices. And every day when you get out of bed, you get to choose to be a good person, a bad person. You get to choose what you want to eat, what you don't want to eat. It's all about choices and just always trying to make the right choice. Life is really hard. And then there are times when you make an awful lot of emotional withdrawals from your relationship. So if you're married, you'd be taking those withdrawals. For me, it would be from my wife. It's important to make up for that and to make emotional deposits, whether it's your spouse, your friend, or your coworker. So when it comes to marriage, it has to be equal partnership. But I believe one of the biggest things you really got to work on is those emotional deposits that you put into a relationship. That means giving a hug every morning, telling your wife that you love her, letting her know that she looks great today. Anything positive that you can say to your wife. Because there'll be times when you'll have negative withdrawals. And you always want to be that bank to be full of nothing but positive deposits into your relationship. Definitely don't want to do those withdrawals because that, I think, can really ruin a marriage.
Well, you don't want to withdraw you don't want to withdraw and empty, right? Like you don't want to overdraft.
Right. You definitely don't want to overdraft.
Yeah, I think you can withdraw more than you input sometimes because sometimes you're the more selfish person at that point in time and you're not more selfish. Sometimes you're the needier party, right? Like I would say during moments like with me and I'm thinking of me and my friends right now. I'm the more needier party. So when my best friend calls me, it's usually me going on for an hour and not putting enough into her. But I know when she gets married in a month, I'm going to be putting so much into her and she'll understand that I just needed this time right now. It's back and forth, right?
All right. Now, how do you explain that? Give me an example with you and your husband.
Well, my husband gives me emotional deposits, like by physically and by words, and I give him deposits by doing acts of service, like folding his socks. He would rather slap my ass, and I will do the dishes. So, but that's just the way our relationship works.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Exactly.
it has to be whatever works for you and your person. But I also think that there's a world in which, like, you know, it's okay for someone to take more withdrawals at a time than others, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And one thing, I know these people are not listening, but it's mostly probably going to be moms, dads, you know, people that I don't know what to say. But anyway, I would wish all the brothers and sisters out there in every family can make those emotional deposits with each other. I think that's really important. And I'm saying that now because, you know, your mom and dad are not going to last forever. And you have to have your relationships with your brothers and sisters and make sure they're good. So
I think it was good. No, I think, you know, it's essential to make sure that you're filling your cup. I think people talk about, I think we've talked about this before, where like the village stuff and how, you know, so many people expect this village to just be around them. And like, it takes a village, but like, you have to build the village, you know, you have to put into other people what you would expect them to give back to you.
yes, exactly.
And it's hard because it is hard to be in, you know, people that don't have family around, that move to a new place and all they do is complain about, well, you know, I don't have a village. Well, go out and make one, you know, go pour into other people that you want to pour back into you.
That is so true. So true.
And I think that's a good book. I think I'm going to read it.
Yep.
And
It has more than that in just a book.
Yeah.
I just thought last week when you said, you know, everyone says communication, I was stuck in my mind about the emotional deposits that you put into your wife or your husband and not doing any withdrawals, because those withdrawals will deposit the bank and things will go bad.
Yeah, definitely deplete it. Don't want to do an overdraft.
Yep.
Gotten a few of those in my day.
Yep.
Well, so how has this mindset that you're having right now helping you navigate this? Like, how is the not withdrawing too much? Like, how are you navigating this with your life?
It's really tough. Really tough. You know, mom does so much for me, and I keep trying to make sure I make those bank deposits of my emotional bank deposits, so she knows how much I care and how much I appreciate her. It's really important. Do I slip sometimes and take a withdrawal? Yeah, I do. But that's only been recent since back on some drugs.
Well, and you know, you spent your whole life also making deposits. So, like I said,
and again, Chris and I spoke about that. We made everything was 50-50 and all the deposits were great.
Good. Well, let's talk about your current health update and your new doctor visit. So you recently went to a new doctor.
Which doctor did I go to?
Well, you've been to an ENT.
Oh,
You've been
yeah.
It's a couple things. So I don't know. Update the people. It's been 2 weeks.
So I've been having a cough since probably
Since we started the podcast.
I was diagnosed.
Yeah.
And finally made an appointment for an ENT. And oh my, wow, that was very interesting. Come to find out, I had to get a CAT scan of my sinuses.
Oh, how did they do a CAT scan of your sinuses? Is it just on your head?
Yeah,
like
just on my head, yeah.
Oh, I've never had one. I don't know.
Yeah, it was literally only 2 minutes you were under.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just 2 minutes, and then that was it. It was done.
What do they show when they are on the CAT scan? Do they do like your whole face, or is it like focused on your nose, or
It's focused on your mouth up to the forehead, just to see if there's any blockages.
Oh, that's crazy.
Doctor was concerned I might have had a 100% blockage up there based on what the test that he did in the office,
No
which
way.
I'll tell you about in a second. And if I would have had to have surgery, they'd probably have to put me under, and they'd put like I think it's like a stent or something up there.
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, but the worst part was, man, going when I got there, when they stick that camera down your throat, up your nose, down your throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, first they said, no worry, you're not going to feel anything. You're just going to give it a little Novocaine or lidocaine, whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Up there out your nose. And then he comes in and, checks everything, goes, all right, let's do the camera. Let's see how it goes. He goes up one of my noses, and all of a sudden I started coughing and gagging. He took it out, and I was like, do you got a bucket? And he handed me one of those blue things. Oh my God, I lost it.
Stop it. You threw up?
Right in front of him.
Oh my gosh.
It was horrible.
Oh
I threw my
gosh.
back out from that.
No.
Yeah, I threw my back out.
Mm.
And then tried doing it again. And because he put more stuff up there.
Yeah.
And one more time. Threw up.
Okay. You threw up again?
Yeah.
My gosh.
Yeah. And then he says, well, we really got to get down there, Steve. I'm going to give you some breathing instructions.
Shut
we really got
up.
to see what's in there. And maybe we waited, he says, let's wait a little bit longer for the stuff to kick in even more. And then he finally got down there and he all the stuff he sludged out.
Oh, he sucked it out.
Oh, he sucked so much stuff out.
Really?
Oh my gosh. He's like, Steve, I can't believe how much stuff I sucked out of your
Oh
sinuses.
my gosh. You had no idea.
No, and I didn't even cough the rest of the day.
That's crazy.
So I was getting kind of nervous about the CAT scan, but everything came out, and he prescribed a steroid flush, where I just did it just now, actually, because I just got the prescription. And you squeeze it up one nose, and your water comes outside the other nose.
Oh
It was
my
really
gosh.
weird.
That's funny.
Then you go to the other one. Oh, but I had to do it multiple times, because then I felt myself. I have really bad gag reflexes, I guess. So, but I got it done.
That's good.
Yep. So I'll be on that for about a month, then I'll see him in about a month.
I was going to say, I can give you my nose bot that I use for Kirsten, where it's like the hospital grade nose sucker. It sucks the stuff out.
You got to see what this guy had. I mean, it just
I want to see.
wiped it out.
That's crazy.
I'll just try to take a photo the next time.
So good visit to the ENT. Hopefully we found the answer for your cough.
Yep.
Did you
That'd
see
be
any
great.
other doctors this week or last week? Did you go to the diabetes doctor?
Oh, yeah, I did. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just a little short-term.
Hey, that's why I'm here. I have a job.
Yeah, so with this drug I'm on, one of the side effects is really high blood sugar. So the first couple of days on it, I was in the high 200s, 300s. So I made an appointment for my diabetes doctor, and they gave me some fast-acting insulin. So before I eat, I got to take this fast-acting insulin. And so far, I'm not sure if it's working the way it should be, but my sugars, the lowest my sugar has been so far since being on this trial is about 247.
That feels high, right?
Yeah, it's high. But you know what? If it cures my liver and I have the high,
Oh, yeah.
I'm all about it.
Listen, yeah, you can be on insulin forever if this clears your liver. Holy cow.
Yep.
Well, good to know about that. Any other doctor visits that I'm missing besides like the regular trial? We're going to get into the trial stuff next.
Yeah. No, the only other doctor I had to call was my my cardio doctor.
Oh, yeah? How'd that go?
Well, again, not mean to be jumping ahead, but another side effect is high blood pressure.
Right.
And I think what scared me was the one night that my blood pressure was like 179 over 105. That's high.
I was going to say, is that high?
That's real high.
Jeez.
So they're calling up. I gave him the medication, the trial, and everything, and he's called in some new meds. So we'll see how how it goes.
Well, good. Well, let's just get right into it. So we're talking the trial. You're currently on a trial for liver cancer that actually started with bladder cancer. So you're on immunotherapy A and B, and then also this other drug. So this time you were going to get us the name of it.
Okay. I'm not on A and B.
Oh, I thought you were on A and B at the same
Nope,
time.
nope. I am not on A and B.
Oh, sorry. So,
Yep, nope. The only drug I'm on right now is Infortumab Bendatin.
okay. So I thought you were on this and A and B combined.
No,
Okay. Okay.
nope. And this is an FDA approved drug for people with bladder cancer.
Okay. So this is approved for bladder cancer then.
No, not for people with inoperable liver
So
cancer.
that's why it's a trial.
That's why it's a trial.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and they're gonna see if it works. I'm one of 20 people that are only on it.
That's crazy.
Yep. So
And this may not be something that you actually know, but are the other people in the trial also stage 4?
I do not know.
I wonder if you could ask.
Yeah, I'll ask them. I'll ask them, but I'm
yeah.
not sure.
I was be curious how
Yeah.
your other trial mates are doing, you know?
Yeah, the funny thing, I asked the nurse today, I says, hey, I really want to get into that herpes trial. How's that going?
It's time to get herpes still, people. What they say?
Said, I really can't tell you, but they are doing a trial here.
That's crazy.
She said it just started, they had their first people a few weeks ago.
Wow. Did you ask if anyone is on the same trial as you at Moffitt?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
That's the first thing I would ask. Like,
Yeah,
who can I talk to about this?
Yeah, there's a lot of HIPAA things probably going on there.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be like asking like who, but
Right.
maybe you could see if they were there. I don't know. Is there a support group? That is one thing. Have you thought about joining a like IRL support group in real life?
In real, yeah, if there are people it's hard finding people
Yeah.
that have what I have.
I didn't know if Moffitt has one that's like,
You know what? I'll ask them.
That's a good idea.
Yep, I'll ask them.
Did you do your homework from the week before of making a nice, nutritious, healthy snack?
No.
Well, here's your new homework. Find out if there's a support group at Moffitt.
No, I did not. I was miserable. I honestly,
No, I know.
I was probably on the recliner 80% of the day every day.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a thing.
Well, this leads us to your like personal experience about being in this trial, like in the day to day. What's going on? What's it feel like?
Not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not fun. Sorry. I'm not crying, I promise.
No, he's not. He's just coughing and trying to breathe, which
trying to
is
breathe.
crazy.
Yeah. It's tough being so fatigued all the time. And the funny thing is, I asked one of the nurses today at Moffitt, I says, I got to ask you, I am fatigued all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walk around here, I see everyone with the wristbands on that I have. They don't look fatigued at all.
Yeah.
And she says, no, that's not true. She says, maybe it's just the moment you're catching them at. She goes, no, they all are. They say they are fatigued.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
That stinks.
Yeah.
That's awful.
And then coughing has gone down. So it's.
Well, yeah, they sucked everything out of your nose, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's coming back a little bit. But hopefully this steroid that I'm now shooting up my nose will work.
Yeah, it kicks it out.
Yep.
What else about the trial? Anything else you want to share that you've learned? I mean, you're 3 weeks in, you're in the thick of it.
Yeah. Like I said. Oh, the rashes.
Oh, yeah. Are you getting, well, so we had talked about you might get it.
No, I
oh, yeah,
got 'em.
you're definitely getting it.
I
Shit.
got them. And the worst part today was I have the rash, of course, in the worst spot.
It doesn't look good.
It's right in the bend of my arm where they actually put the needle in to give me the transfusion.
Damn.
So when they took it out,
I wonder if that's why.
What?
Because that's where the drug goes in?
No, because I got it on this left arm. I got it under my armpits. And I guess that's a thing.
Oh, the glands.
Yeah, that's a thing where it'll appear is at the bends of your back of my knees.
Yeah, the glands.
It's wherever it bends is where it tends to show. But of course, when they did it today, they were taking off. I watched the lady; she was very gentle, doing a great job. But I guess the little skin came off because my skin's so thin.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so it burns now.
Oh no! I'm so sorry. Can they do the IV like through your wrist, or it has to go through your
while
arm?
I was there, the funny thing was, when I was walking out after the treatment, I was like, "No, we got to go back. This is not this. It's just not right."
Yeah.
I just thought it was part of the rash, but when we went back, we determined that it was pieces of skin came off. No big deal, but yeah, while they were there, they were looking for other spots in my arms for when I come back in 2 weeks.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, that and What else
Any
is
other
that?
symptoms that we haven't heard about so far? We were supposed to bring back Steve's side effect of the week.
Oh yeah, no, I already told you
I
all of
know.
them. Oh, here's another one that's crazy.
Tell me.
I have to go check my weight after I should have done it before.
Oh, yeah. Over under. Quick
What?
break.
You,
You want to guess?
you want to? Well, the funny thing is, I've been on 3 treatments.
Mm-hmm.
Have no appetite.
Mm-mm.
Eat, like even this morning, I had a boiled egg and my sugar went up.
That's so crazy. Yeah,
And,
Mom said that.
And I barely ate yesterday, and I gained weight.
Really?
Yeah, I was when I was in the thick of it, I was down to 204 when it was really bad.
Right.
And then after I was done, where I was eating everything, I was at 214. I was staying at 214, 215. And then when we started the trial, really didn't check my weight yet. Oh, I think it was at 214. I gained weight. I'm now at 222
No
on
way.
that scale. That's what I said. It's like, how did I gain weight not eating anything?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I do have to check my scale to see where, because that's the one I go by.
Yeah. So leave your guesses in the comments. We'll let you know next week. How much weight do you think my dad has lost or gained? And what do you think he's at? We should play that every week now.
Yeah, we should. We should.
Hey, we got to have something to keep us going.
Yes.
All right. So we have your weight. We have all the stuff updates about your trial. Anything else you want to share about the trial?
People at Moffitt are fabulous.
Oh yeah, how are you liking it? So there's a drive, obviously, but
Yeah, there is a drive,
but it's worth it.
But I mean, even the guy where I check in at,
Mm-hmm.
And then when I leave, you're like, "Bye, Miss McCabe."
No way.
Yeah,
That's really kind.
and then when we started walking back because of the thing on my arm, "Oh, Mr. McCabe, you okay?" I mean, that's the way they are.
That's really kind.
Even the nurses that I have, I don't get the same nurse every time, but the nurses, I mean, they really know how to treat cancer patients.
That's really awesome.
They really do.
I like that.
Yep.
It makes me happy that they're taking care of my dad.
Yep, I do too.
Thank you, all of the team at Moffitt, if you're there and listening.
Yep.
We wanted to talk about some family stuff. So Uncle Rob gave you a lovely gift last week for your cancer treatments.
Yeah, Rob and Carly. Oh my God, the sweatshirt they gave me.
Oh, I know. It was probably Carly who picked it out too.
I thought it was definitely Carly that picked it out.
But yeah, they gave you a lovely sweatshirt. And tell me what it does. Like, how cool is it?
Well, it's actually kind of like for people with cancer. So it's always cold at Moffitt. Actually, every cancer center I've been at, it's always freezing when you go in there. And also, if you do have cancer, I think you tend to run a little colder than everyone else. And this sweatshirt, it was a hoodie, and when you put it on, so when you're sitting in the chair getting your treatment, there's a zipper right by the bend of your arm.
Yeah, where the vein is.
Where the vein is on both sides. So all you got to do is just unzip it right there, and they can plug up right into there, so you can keep your hoodie on and stay warm.
That's awesome.
It's amazing how many nurses came by to say, well, my nurse came by. She goes, "Oh my God, I'd never seen one of these before."
That's so cool.
Well, then what does she do? She goes gets more nurses to say, "Have you all seen this yet?"
Okay, so can I put our podcast? Like, can I iron it on there?
Yeah,
I should.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Uncle Rob and Carly. That was really cool. I know he was excited to wear it, and that's awesome that they loved it.
Yep.
Well, another big thank you to someone else who did something lovely for us, Chris and Nikki.
Yeah, my godson.
Yep. So
they came down to visit.
Surprised you?
Surprised me. And I totally forgot to mention this, but they made Steve Strong bracelets for me.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, so cool. They're green. They have the lightning logo on them. And yeah, everyone's been asking for them. So I've been giving them out to everybody.
And there's even kid ones. So my kids got them and my brother's kids got them. And Kelly wears hers all the time. It's one of her favorite things. Ours too. I mean, we're just so grateful that they got those for us. And yeah.
Yeah, we never thought of that, but I didn't realize.
Never.
I didn't realize how much I like that.
No, but every time looking down at it just makes me really happy.
Yep.
And that was sweet, the photo that they sent you too, of them all wearing it.
Oh yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah. Well, I had a weird question too. So I was listening to the radio, and everyone knows I like podcasts, hence starting a podcast. But do you believe in signs in the afterlife? Like, do you believe that families can send something, if there is something, which I do in fact believe, but if there is something that you would like come back as like a bird in your window. Like I was listening to a podcast where one of my podcast hosts, Amy, she talks about how her mom's like a cardinal and her dad is a blue jay.
Right.
And they come and visit her, and she had like never had that kind of a bird at her bird feeder until right after her mom passed. And it was
Right.
crazy. And then literally a couple weeks after her dad passed, a blue jay.
Right.
So my question is like, do you believe in that? And then two, if you were to send me a sign, what would it be?
You know what? Normally I'd say no,
Sure.
but last week we had a family member that had really tough surgery, and right before that surgery, I received a email from Liana,
Yeah.
my niece,
Okay.
Uncle Richie's daughter,
Mm-hmm.
and she was saying how her daughter was pointing at a photo and saying Poppy,
Right.
and with prayers and everything else, Poppy, Poppy. I don't remember the exact thing.
Well, but she had never met Poppy, her daughter.
Oh, her daughter. No,
Yeah.
no, he died years ago.
That's my point.
Yeah. So then, it's funny. I was just cleaning out some stuff, and I came across my dad's birth certificate.
No way.
Yeah. Really weird. And then Aunt Kathy had some photo memories pop up about, our dad.
Yeah.
And
your dad is the one who had gone through open
heart surgery.
That's crazy.
So if you put all three together
In the same week. That's sweet.
It's it's weird, but
It's weird, but it's something.
It's something how all these signs appeared, and it was about love and prayers for everybody, but but it was more for the person having the surgery.
Yeah, well, for your family, yeah. I mean, it's strange to me how these things can happen. And I don't necessarily believe in signs from the afterlife, but I think that people can find signs in the things that they want, right? Like you could, like this, you can find signs. And so I choose to hold on to hope, and people need things that give them hope for stuff. And aside from, religion or whatever. So I think that finding small signs in the universe is definitely something that gives you comfort, If you were to give me a sign in the afterlife one day, many, many years from now, what do you think you'd be like? Would you give me an animal, or would you make something really famous and have it be called myinmates.com? Show me some inmates somewhere.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Sign that I would send you would probably be a song.
Yeah.
It would probably be a song. You would probably be whatever you're at, I don't know, whatever stage you're in, and a Billy Joel song will come on.
Yeah, those will get me every time.
What?
I said those will get me every time. Okay. Well, I believe in it. Okay, well, let's move on to listener Q&A. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna
I'm
stop crying?
gonna stop crying. Give me a second. Oh. So let's move on. I finally stopped crying. We can talk about listener Q&As. So the first one is, hi, Steve. It's Joni Targansky. I'm so sorry to hear about your health issues. I will be keeping you and your family in my thoughts and prayers. Sorry that this reconnection is under these circumstances.
Wow. That's wow, Joni, thank you for writing a question. I really appreciate that. I really do. And actually, for all the Elmont people, I'm striving to make I think it's a 40-year reunion at the end of the year.
Is that 40 years this year?
Yeah, I think it's 40. I could be wrong.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's 25.
Yeah, when did you
85,
graduate?
25. Yeah,
Oh my
40
gosh.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have to make it.
Yeah, I have to make it.
We have to get you there.
Yeah. But Joni, thank you so much for your prayers. I really appreciate that. And again, thank you for writing in. That means a lot to me. It really does.
Thank you guys. Well, we have one more. Hi, Steve and Kate. And I'm only putting this one in because it's about me. Hi, Steve and Katie. I really enjoyed the podcast. Thank you for showing up and being honest during each episode. Please don't make us wait so long for season 2. My question is, what's your favorite thing about Katie?
I thought you said you were answering this one.
No, I said I put it in here because it asked about me.
You're such a clown.
I know. It was our, hey, someone submitted it. I would love to know who you are, anonymous person. But again, these questions are anonymous unless you self-identify.
Right.
You can just say that I'm a great mom.
You are, but you're many things.
Thank you.
You really are. You're a great mom. You're a great wife, as far as I know, when you're in front of your husband. I don't know what it's like at home. But
no, I secretly lock him in a closet and then hold him at gunpoint until he does the dishes.
That's funny. No, I'm just really proud of you, what you do. You have a go-getting mind.
Thank you.
And you don't give up. You really don't. I'm just so proud of all the things you've accomplished. There's nothing I don't think you haven't accomplished yet besides getting your own TV show.
Working on it.
But yeah, really, really proud of you. There's a lot to be proud of you about.
Well,
I'm glad we are doing this because
I
love this.
I love this too.
And I'm glad you came up with it.
My favorite thing about you.
I thought the question was about you.
It was, but I was going to ask this one anyway. So, even though they didn't ask, but I will say my favorite thing about you is how, I don't know if you want me to share this or not, but you could have taken a much easier route and you chose to fight like hell here and never give up. And my favorite thing about you is that you are going to fight till the very end. And there won't be an end and you're going to keep fighting.
Yeah.
But everything that you do, you're going to do for, to make a difference in this world.
Yep. It's funny. I received a message. Oh my gosh. I do apologize. My memory is a little short.
Yeah, you're under a lot.
But they messaged me in Facebook Messenger, and it's one of the families that go to one of our programs.
Yeah.
And she was a big believer in MD Anderson, which is good, which we went to. But one of the things she said in there was how much she appreciated our program.
Yeah.
Because back when we opened, I didn't think there was great programs out there. I think we're one of the best. And it's nice to hear from, families that really appreciate when people do things for others.
Yeah.
So, we try to do extra stuff so all our students have a good quality of being a part of the community.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of places out there that don't do that.
There's 100% my favorite thing about you is how much you do for others.
Yep. And it was tough. It was tough getting to where we are now, but it's so worth it.
It is worth it. And if you're all listening out there, we love ya. So if you want to leave us a question, you can go to justdiagnosedpodcast.com and you can submit a question there. You can listen to our funeral playlist. You can do so much more. So definitely check it out on justdiagnosedpodcast.com. Well, Dad, it's a short one today because I know you're really struggling.
Yeah, and I do apologize. Today's a rough day.
We do like to go over an hour, but I think 45 minutes is still pretty good.
That's good. I'm surprised I made it this long.
I am shocked. But anything else you want to share before we go?
Go Knicks.
Go Knicks. I heard
all my other teams lost.
Oh, no. I heard it. Isn't it like a big deal that they made it this far? Do they normally?
No, they've had a few bad years, but last year and this year. But Boston's a tough Tough team to beat.
Well, we'll see. I know Timothy Chalamet is rooting for them. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening this week. We'll be back with you guys next week. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Just Diagnosed Pod. You can follow us on TikTok at Just Diagnosed, or visit our website, justdiagnosedpodcast.com. Be sure to leave us 5 stars, send us a question, leave us a comment, anything you want to share. We appreciate you guys so much for listening, and we hope you have a great week.
Thank you.
Love ya. Bye.
Bye.